Morimoto just dropped a new headlight for the Super Duty, the 17 and 19 Super Duties, with either the halogen lights or the LED lights. I want to show you because it's pretty cool. This has an RGB function. Check this out. What you're looking at right here is parking light mode. And obviously this daytime running light here looks very reminiscent of the LED OEM lights that you guys have on your trucks today. Now, a lot of people back in the day would rip these apart by putting them in the oven and then prying it apart, putting in all of the different things that they need to do in their headlight housing, maybe painting them, putting it back together only to go through a car wash and then have it completely fail. The last thing you want is a bunch of moisture inside of your headlight that you spent so much time on. Thankfully, you don't have to do that now. So this is parking light mode, but when you're driving around during the day, you're going to have your headlights off. The daytime running light is gonna get even brighter. Now, again, this is RGB. We'll discuss that in just a second, but I just wanted to focus on this for a second because at whatever angle I'm looking at this, it seems to be very, very bright. This is a big improvement to what you had before. Yes, you can get it in white. Yes, you can get it in amber, but obviously, this is what you want. You want to personalize your vehicle. When you're in a parking lot, you can personalize this vehicle. Is it DOT compliant? No, it's not. It's photometrically SAE, FM, VMSS 108 compliant to an extent, but it does not have the side marker that is amber, which is needed. And of course, you can't have RGB daytime running lights when you're driving down the road. It is not legal. If you had it in a white daytime running light or an amber daytime running light, sure. So if you don't care about that, then let's keep diving in. This headlight in particular has two projectors like you see all the time that's extremely bright. So you got low beam on right here. As you can see, both of these projectors do low beam. And then when you hit high beam, it's right up here. This is a bi-LED projector. Now, these aren't just some Amazon projectors thrown into a housing that they got from some junkyard. This is an all new projector that's super bright. It's wider than your original projectors, and to be honest, it's more safe to drive with. This is going to keep you safer. You're going to see farther. You're going to see wider. The difference between these projectors and the OEM projectors are night and day. Now, this is what your stock halogen 17 and 19 Super Duty lights look like on low beam. As you can see, you got that terrible looking color. Obviously, this is the halogen, not the OEM LED. I wish I would have compared that, but we'll do that in a future video. I measured at the brightest point to be 660 maximum lux with my digital lux meter. Don't pay too much attention to the lux, pay attention to the percentage change. This is what it looks like with the low beam on, and as you can see, you get a lot brighter light output. Not only is it more intense, not only is it a bright white color, but it's also wider. It's more consistent. It's actually 202% brighter at this point. I measured 1,990 maximum lux. This is way brighter than your halogen lights. It is a no-brainer as far as upgrades go. Again, this isn't just some off-the-shelf projector. It was specifically designed for this application. On high beam, your stock halogen is still laughable at best. At 740 maximum lux at the brightest point, that's a no-go. The high beam here is 1,920. So if you wanted an upgrade, yes, you got it. Even on high beam, it's 159% brighter than your stock lights. There are no incandescent bulbs to replace here. So if you hit your turn signal, it's kind of cool. It actually all illuminates, even the center over here. You don't got a little bulb that you have to replace, or it's a slow on, slow off. It's all LED. It's gonna be an instant on, instant off. This is exactly what we want in a good headlight. And obviously, we got that sequential feature where you can see it kind of scrolling a little bit. That is super stylish. And if you didn't notice, it's in amber. So as soon as you're done with your turn signal, it's gonna go back to any color that you originally had before you hit turn signal. If you're buying an RGB headlight, it's obvious that all you want is style points at this point. So if you turn this off, you're gonna notice that it's a little bit darker. It's a little bit more sleek in design than the OEM light. So they didn't just take the OEM light and slap some RGBs in it. It's much more than that. The install is also all plug and play. There's no cutting and splicing wires. It's super easy. You do have to pull the front face of your truck off to get in there and replace those headlights, but it's actually not too bad. Morimoto has an install guide if you really want to know step by step how to do this, and they made a video on it as well. You also have no guesswork because everything is included in this kit, whether you have the halogen lights or the OEM LED lights and you're trying to replace it with these. Once they're installed, you have no error codes, no flickering, no hyper flashing, and no radio interference if you're that type of person that actually listens to the radio. They can also easily be removed if you ever wanted to sell this truck, and it won't void your factory warranty. Let's dive into Bluetooth features for a little bit. So you are gonna have to download the Morimoto app. The app is free. Doesn't matter if you have an Android or an iPhone, you can download it for free, and then you got this. You're gonna have to connect it through Bluetooth by just going over to here. You can go pair new, blah, blah, blah. You're good to go. Once it's paired, you're gonna be able to connect to your headlight. Now, you're gonna be able to adjust a ton of different colors. There's actually almost an infinite amount of colors that you can choose from for your vehicle. So if you wanna personalize it with pink, sure, you can do that. You can also have it green, like this. You can also change the tone. So if you wanna change the tone up and down, like this, you can make it a brighter color, like almost white, or you can go down here to a more green color. You can also do fade. So you click fade and you can change the speed. So if you want it to fade off and on, kind of like Need for Speed Underground 2, you sure can. Or if you want it to strobe, you can do that. You can have it strobe very fast. That's also really cool. For some car shows, not driving down the road, this would be the last thing I want on the daytime running light when you're driving down the road. You're gonna then be that guy. You don't want that. You can also loop it if you had multiple colors. You can also go to themes. You can click this button and you get a bunch of different colors, and you can have it go through and fade through all of the colors. You can also speed that up as well. So you can have it go much faster through a bunch of different colors. You can change the theme. Maybe you just want blues and greens. You can do that. This is a very cool thing to have because you can totally customize it to whatever you like. Personally, I like a one color daytime running light, so I would just go to the picker and say, sure, I want to drive around with pink and I want to put it as solid. That's what I would like. The tone's all the way up. Did you notice that? With the tone all the way up, there's your white feature. Now these aren't RGBW, they're RGB, and which means that you're gonna have a little bit of blue hue in it, but it's totally fine. It's still really bright, it looks really good. You can also make them amber, so you could drive around on the streets in most states with this amber color here. You're gonna be just fine. If you like the styling, these are actually good headlights for your 17 and 19 Super Duty. If you like the RGB, if that's your thing, yeah, I definitely recommend going for it. You're gonna have a brighter LED output. It's all LED, so you don't have to replace any bulbs. This is a no-brainer if you wanna upgrade your original OEM lights. Also, it's got a 5-year warranty, so you never have to worry about any failing. It's from Morimoto, who definitely does a very good job in customizing your ride. If you want to make your vehicle look better, stand out, and be much brighter, go to headlightrevolution.com today. We've tested a ton of products, off-road products, headlights, taillights. We've found what works. We've found what's best, and we want you to check it out at headlightrevolution.com.